Good morning to all the dignitaries, guests, faculties, and attendees. With great joy and immense exultation, we feel privileged to extend a courteous welcome on behalf of Vivekananda School of Engineering and Technology, who has clubbed us all here for an enlightening national conclave on transforming education sector with innovation and entrepreneurship. I would now take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed panel, our respected Director, BTech Programs, Professor Dr. Goldie Gabrani, our respected Head of the Department, Professor Dr. Dipali Virmani, and faculty and staff members. It's an honor for Vivekananda School of Engineering and Technology to have this esteemed panel with us that includes Shri Uday Raghunath Birji ji. He is a co-founder of Think Street Technologies, and he'll be sharing his knowledge on entrepreneurship in digital economy, developing the startup ecosystem for VIPS TC. We also have with us Shri Madhav Bisa ji. He's a program director, NASCOM, Center of Excellence, Artificial Intelligence and Data Sciences. He'll be sharing his knowledge on innovation and artificial intelligence. We also have with us Shri Ashish Khere ji. He is a founder and CEO of Mentacart, and he'll be sharing his knowledge on Startup India case study skills for New India. I would now like to have a huge round of applause for all the dignitaries that we have with us today. Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite our Director BTech Programs, Professor Dr. Goldie Gabrani, to present a formal welcome to all the dignitaries.
Thank you, Dr. Sonia. So my heartiest welcome to Shri Uday ji and Shri Madhav Desai. So I must tell you, both of them are extremely busy. And we have been chasing them for last more than 2 months. So please come and share your experience with us. We are really thankful. No words can express like which we are having now. So I'll just give you a brief profile so that you know how it has been their journey. So Shri Uday Raghunath Birji ji is a co-founder and director of Think Street Technologies. Uday Birji ji has over 30 years of experience in IT, telecom and network industry. He has wide experience in dealing with IPOs, mergers, acquisitions and integration. He has been involved with many initiatives of Government of Karnataka as an advisor, including New Age Incubation Network, Elevate 100 and Unnati since 2017, a first of its kind initiative set up to identify, fund and mentor top 100 startups in the state. He is also a mentor and jury of India Innovation Challenge as initiative of Texas Instrument, Government of India and IIM Bangalore since 2017. He has been involved with the Pan IIT Global Conference and Pan IIM World Management Conference to evaluate India's top startups. He was part of Smart 50 initiatives of IIM Calcutta and Bangalore Startup Challenge initiatives of Government of West Bengal. He is also a mentor for change under the Atal Innovation Mission of Niti Aayog, Government of India, and has been involved with various other startup initiatives of government and private institutions across India. Udayji has been invited to be a mentor for the world's top university, Stanford University, Seed Spark Startup Program for India and South Asia since 2020. As an alumnus of Harvard Business School, USA, where he has completed his executive education with specialization in authentic leadership and corporate governance, he holds a bachelor degree in electrical engineering from Bangalore University. He began his career in HCL Packard and later moved to DEC, the world's second large computer company, in 1992 in Bangalore. He also launched and set up DEC's networking products division for India and South Asia. During his tenure at DEC, he architected and executed some of the largest networks of India that included BSNL's Internet Gateway Network, Konkan Railway Network, etc. In 1998,
He was appointed as Managing Director for India and South Asia for Cableton Systems. He was the promoter and vice president and was instrumental in setting up a US based startup, Net Devices Networks India Private Limited, which was subsequently acquired by Alcatel Lucent, where he served as Director India and Middle East region. In 2014, he set up Think Street Technologies, a startup to develop go-to-market strategy and startup ecosystems across the globe. We welcome you, sir. A huge applause. So, Mr. Madhav Bisa, he is a program director, NASCOM, Center of Excellence, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. He is an enabler of open innovation and a collaborative ecosystem, and currently designs and implements various programs involving governments, enterprises, innovators, and investors. He provides the interface for the various initiatives undertaken by the progressive governments of Telangana and Karnataka with a focus on the data science and artificial intelligence domain. He is a senior management professional with more than 22 years of work experience in advising organizations globally in the fields of strategy and organization. He works at the confluence of data, innovation, technology, and strategy. He enjoys a deep and wide network of professionals across continents. A lifelong learner with a futuristic outlook, he believes in learning, unlearning, relearning quickly. Madhavji has done his MBA from Hult International Business School and an advanced diploma in management accounting for Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. He has experience of having run 2 startups of his own to mentor startups, first generation entrepreneurs, new age professionals and learners. As a part of his contribution to society, he shares his knowledge and experience as a visiting faculty at B schools and as a keynote speaker at various forums. We welcome you, sir. Now I am handing over all the students, the session to both of you. And when Mr. Ashish Khare join, we'll introduce to all of you at that time. Thanks, sir.
Why is it? Happy morning. Okay. You know, I always use this like a morning mantra. When you go to drop your elder brother or elder sister or parents in the airport, if they are going to Bangalore or Chennai, or what do you say? Huh? Happy journey. Correct? When there is Diwali, what do you say? Do you say good Diwali? Wish you good Diwali? Huh? Wish you good Dasara? No, right? So happiness is the ultimate objective of every human being. The child, when it is born, the ladies will know, the first thing is you look for that laugh, that baby's laugh, and that makes so many people happy. So happiness is the only objective of every human being, from birth to death. Everybody is striving for happiness. That's it. Technology are all enablers for that. There's nothing else. Do we have any other objective? Do we want to build Taj Mahal and leave this world? No. Even Taj Mahal was built with some kind of an objective for happiness of some people. Right? So don't be shy to be happy. Don't be shy to make others happy. That's my first mantra. I say this always. I know when I go to some people, they're shy. When I say good morning, sir, they just when somebody says good morning, say it with power. Say it with happiness. Happy morning. Happy morning. That's it. So actually, I prefer to do a little bit of moving around so that we keep all the people engaged. So how many of you are here like first year, first semester or third semester? Third semester. See, I come from a college called BMS College of Engineering. How many of you know? I won't be surprised if anybody knows. But I am really proud of BMS College of Engineering. It still is one of the top 5 colleges in Karnataka and possibly the top 10 or 15 in India, leaving aside the IITs and the IIMs. and the DC, that kind of colleges in the private. And it was a government aided college that time, because government used to give money to run that college. So I come from that. And do you know what kind of an engineer I am? Huh? Did you read my profile? Oh, ma'am said. Ma'am said. Huh? You know, when I did my engineering, started my engineering, 81, you were not even born, right? All of you were not even born. Even my daughters, more or less, my younger daughter is your age. My elder daughter has started working already. So when I studied engineering, there were only two main disciplines, two in the, I would say, in the field you are in, electrical and electronics. Then other two were civil and mechanical. That's all. Only four. Life was simple. Today I have a big menu. I have to search to my daughter if she has to get into analytics, this thing, that thing. So many. One side I look at it, so many opportunities you have. So many good things to learn, right? On that day, life was simple. I was an electrical engineer. When I started engineering, I never knew that I would be teaching computer students, because we had electrical subjects, electronic subjects, and a few computer subjects. And my first job was in the first biggest or the only computer company called HCL. And my father, he encouraged me to join HCL. You know why? That time, 80s, everybody wanted to get into government jobs. They say you join Bharat Electronics in Bangalore, Bharat Electronics, Hindustan Aeronautics, Indian Railways, banks, Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank, all government, public sector things. So everybody in your family used to say, go and join this company, your life is happy. Whether you work or not, salary is coming. Correct? So that was the mindset. And when this company, HCL, came to my campus and they started, the campus recruitment, and I got into the, they gave me a job. They said, you can come, first training, 1 month training is going to happen in Delhi. But it was not called HCL that time. You know what it was called? You are going to be engineers. This is legendary company. HCL was called Hindustan Computers Limited. My father was working for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So he also thought Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is a government company. HCL is also a government company. He said, "Beta, please join this company. Your life is secure." So I joined, and then I came to Delhi. They put me into a 1 month rigorous training. I slept only for 3 hours a day. Morning till evening training, sales, technology, whatever. Then I got to know, after joining, I got to know it's not a government company. And then after 30 days of training, they threw me to Bombay. My hometown is Bangalore. They said, first posting is Bombay. And you know life how is in Bombay? If you miss a 806 train, the next train is some 818. You'll miss appointments, you'll miss your office time. That taught me life. So it is like, you can say, some karma that, I went through a learning exercise with all these things, and I'm really proud to be standing in front of you. And I'm not a professor like all these great professors sitting here. Dr. Vats, 2 days back I got to know he's a great medical doctor. And I thought he was an educationist and of course little bit political background. But I got to know Professor Sadgopan, he is my guru. You know Sadgopan, he is also I think involved. He is my guru. He told me he's a medical doctor. Can't imagine he's running such a fantastic institute, being a medical doctor. So I think when you have the right intuition, the right mindset, things will, put you on the track. So what I am going to advise you is use the best 2 days between today and tomorrow. We are here to give back all my experience. All Madhav and Ashish also is going to join. We are going to only talk our experience. We are not academicians, we are not professors, we don't have PhDs. We are just going to give our 30 or whatever 25 years of experience, what we have learnt and what some of it you yourself can learn. That's all I want. So also the next thing I want to tell you is, I come from, you know where? Huh? Bangalore. Bangalore is, what is it famous for? Huh? Huh? IT. Thank you, thank you, thank you. IT. 10 years back, same question I asked. Sir, IT, Bangalore is the pub city. So that is what the impression people used to have across the town. Today, it is the knowledge capital. Bangalore is the knowledge capital of India. Bangalore is the science capital of India. Bangalore is the IT capital of India. Bangalore is the innovation capital of India. Bangalore is the aerospace capital of India. Bangalore is in many ways the defense research capital of India. And also, I won't be surprised, it is also coming up as the spiritual capital of India, because a lot of big spiritual leaders, like, if you know Art of Living, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, Sadhguru, they are all building. In fact, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar has been there for a long time. Sadhguru is building a huge, the Coimbatore type of ashram near Bangalore. So Bangalore has, I think, a lot to give back now. And when I left my job in HP 2014, I said Bangalore is overcrowded, let me go to the other cities and see what I can help the other cities. I went to Bangalore. There was another institute like this, a couple of institutes, they said, you come and teach us startup. 2014. And they did not know S of a startup or an I of an innovation. Today, and I was focusing only on that, and both in the rural side and the some of the urban colleges. Today, from zero startups, today they have 25 funded startups in a city called Mangalore. You know Mangalore? One or two famous, there are a number of famous. In fact, after Bangalore, Mangalore is the next knowledge capital. Okay? So, this is the task me and I, in fact, I am forcing a Delhiite like Madhav to come and give back all his experience to a city like Delhi. No need of any arrogance or no need of any feeling of, I would say, discrimination. You must learn from a city like Bangalore, a lot of good people who want to come and give back and help build the next new unicorns of the world or unicorns of India. We will talk about that, okay? So between today and tomorrow, see, today is more like a workshop. I have a few slides, 10 slides, but me and Madhav and Ashish said we will make it interactive. It's like a workshop. It's more like a interactive session, what we call as a group mentoring. Tomorrow, I'm sure all of you will be there tomorrow also, right? I think in the morning. We will give you a bigger flavor of the ecosystem and technology and innovation. Today, I want everybody to be involved, each one of you, okay? If you don't ask questions, I will come and ask questions. Please, that's the way I think that is the only way to keep you involved. I'm doing this for your good, not for anything. I was actually very shy in college, very, very shy. But I learned some hard lessons. Today, I'm telling you, I did not have the confidence to stand like this and give a talk in front of 20 students. Today, I address more than 4,000, 5,000 audience. How has it come? I didn't got, I would say, it is only by experience. So you should drop the shyness right at this age. Be proactive. And no question is a dumb question. No question is a bad question. So please be interactive and stop us. I think this is a workshop. So I'm going to go through a few, about 10 slides I have. Yeah. So which will give you a flavor of what we are going to talk between today and tomorrow. And I think then after I finish this presentation, me and then Ashish, once he joins, we will make it interactive and share some of the thoughts. I think we are doing the same session in 2 batches, morning and evening. So, and also I want to ensure that there is not much of repetition between today and tomorrow, but some of the buzzwords, what you will hear today, you will possibly hear tomorrow. But tomorrow is a larger audience, we can't go too much in detail. correct? We have limited time, there are so many activities. Today is the time. Stop us, any doubt you ask today, any doubt. Okay, there is no such thing as small doubt or big question or small question. Okay, see, India is going through a transformation. Do you, all of you youngsters believe this transformation? How, anybody can say, how do you think India is transforming? You are too young to say that. Yes.
These days, sir, many government institutes or many government companies are also getting part of, yeah, or also combining, like in the start there was only one aeronautics institute called aeronautics organization called ISRO, but these days our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi also started another space organization in which private companies can also invest, and they have a part of that organization as a say in that field. So decision. So these days private companies are also working with government companies at a much deeper way than previously. So the transformation rate of our country is progressing much faster than previously.
Very good. I think, see, there is no one answer. I can give you multiple answers, transformation. Yes? Privatization. Yes. Example, privatization was happening 30 years back. Yes.
For example, there was only one major company, Tisco, at that time.
Huh?
Tisco at that time.
Yes.
But nowadays, there are many more.
100%. Privatization, I think what he said and you said, I'm combining, giving a comment. ISRO satellite launch was I would say, it was meant only to be done by the Space Research Organization. Just 2 weeks back, last week, a private company launched a satellite in space. US has been doing this for a long time. Tesla has been doing this for now last few years. China, many other countries have been. India is transforming. You build a satellite and put it in space today. That is transformation, right? So many other, everybody. Can we have some more? Yes.
Good morning, sir. And I would also say that India is now being on the verge of being called a developed nation instead of a developing nation. And first of all, the biggest example of that is UPI that India has developed. Now it has been accepted in many countries, and the efforts are being made that it should be globalized. And talking about the rural aspects also, or if we go to the roots, let's have the example of DTC buses only. First of all, we have to buy a ticket from cash and everything. But now Triple IT Delhi have developed charter app. So these small things are gaining up on the development of India, and in coming of 10 or 15 years, India will be on the top of everything.
Fantastic. I think the biggest transformation actually is happening in the finance side, fintech. I am telling you, I'm not exaggerating. My elder daughter went to do a master's in Singapore. A 50 lakhs transaction had to happen, and the pre-COVID time, okay, pre-COVID. I mean, her admission happened during the pre-COVID time. I have gone to the bank, 50 lakhs transaction, and so many other transactions I keep doing. I've gone to the bank only one day in the last COVID and pre-COVID time to do this entire fees payment to Singapore, all her regular, whatever, her rent, everything through technology. Biggest transformation has happened, and today I can buy 10 rupees dhania without pocket, money in the pocket, correct? I used to tell when I was working full time and staying in 5-star hotels and traveling almost weekly, 1 or 2 flights, and traveling in all kinds of taxis and all. I used to tell my people, I run on 2 things, okay? Credit card and laptop, that's it. Credit card and laptop could get me into any place. Then the mobile phone came. That changed life further. Then now we have the UPI and so many things. I don't even need a credit card. I don't need cash in my wallet. I used to keep I remember even 10 years back, I always used to keep 5,000 rupees cash because I don't know. Taxi driver says I cannot come, I don't accept card, I don't do this. I used to keep cash. Now I can freely walk just with a mobile phone. Correct? Such a huge transformation. And please remember, this transformation is making us ahead of even a developed country. You said that. We are ahead of America. Not just that we are transforming into another France or Germany or whatever. They are all behind. And it is not me saying, they have themselves accepted it, that India is ahead. You are in that generation, you can move further ahead, innovate for the country. That is what we are here for, to give you some thoughts, to seed some ideas, seed some, maybe innovative thought process to take you to the next generation. Also, some time back, when I started this journey of, interacting with students, hey, Madhav, I don't know, I am just, so when can we make it, I finish the presentation, then we'll make it interactive, or how do you want to go? Yeah, I'm just, okay, no, I want you to, let me finish off the presentation, then I think you take over, right? So when I started in this journey of mentoring students and giving them these talks on innovation and startups and whatever, it used to happen to the final year students. Younger students were not even interested. Because for them, they wanted to somehow finish their engineering or get into computer science, and then exams, projects, assignments, so many, they were busy in that. But today, entrepreneurship and startup and innovation starts from first semester. I am invited by many top institutions to come and give a valedictory first talk on the first day of the induction program to tell them what is innovation. I'm not exaggerating. This is what is happening. So which means you have to, right from day one, you have to have this entrepreneurial spirit. The mindset of innovating. Only then India will progress. Truly, if you want to be a developed country like what you are saying, we are in the journey, but if you have to be developed, this generation has to think out of the box ideas. Think beyond today what we have, beyond what UPI is doing, okay, beyond what 5G is doing. Maybe it will be 6G, 7G, whatever. That's what we need to do. And I am, with the kind of infrastructure, believe me, fantastic. You have a global, world-class infrastructure here. Air-conditioned class. Even in my college, I didn't even have fan. We didn't have a fan because Bangalore anyway doesn't need fan. Air-conditioned city already. But you're really lucky. You're blessed. Thanks to your parents and thanks to the fantastic management under Dr. Vats. Okay. So I will go through this. I think I can keep talking for the rest of the day. And one more thing, one story remembers, I just recently did. You know Vellore Institute of Technology? PIT is one of the institutions of eminence. You know institutions of eminence, right? Only 10 or 15 institutions of eminence are there. Come. So I think we will. So. Baja. So we'll do an introduction after just, Ashish is. So Vellore Institute of Technology, just a couple of months back I was in VIT. So that time I remembered one incident. How many of you use Facebook? Facebook? Don't be shy. I think, I use Facebook extensively to communicate with the rest of people. Almost everybody has, right? If you don't have, at least your parents will have, brother will have, sister will have, somebody will have. So Facebook, you know the founder of Facebook? Huh? Mark Zuckerberg. He's from Harvard. I had an opportunity to be in Harvard I didn't meet him, but I'm just saying I was in the same dormitory, similar dormitory that he stayed in. So that time I heard a story, which is a true story, which came out later. So Mark Zuckerberg, he had some idea. Like you guys, youngsters, you have some idea, right? You want to do something beyond just joining some bank or whatever. You want to do something, become an entrepreneur, become a unicorn, become an innovator, whatever. So he invited 5 people to his small little dormitory. Dormitory is like a what do you call, hostel, right? So he invited 5 people to his dormitory and say, I have one brilliant idea. I want to discuss with you. Come over to my dormitory. So that appointment was fixed for some weekend, Saturday or Sunday. And out of the 5 people, only 3 people turned up. Including him, only 3 people. So, and after that, he went out and started Facebook. And you know, those 3 people, they are billionaires. Look at those other 2 people. They missed a golden opportunity. What is the lesson here? Never make assumptions. If you think it is a good opportunity, never miss out on such opportunities. Those 3 people are billionaires, multi-billionaires today. Those 2 guys, bichare log, Athena meeting mein, they could have become billionaires also. Maybe arrogance, maybe doubt, whatever. You can decide later. So many people, they come to me for a job and ask me, even before they get the appointment letter, sir, ये कैसा company है? ये क्या इसमें क्या अच्छा ऑफिस है क्या? अच्छा बिल्डिंग है क्या? बॉस मैं बोलता हूँ तुम अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर तो ले लो पहले, बाद में देखते हैं कैसा है. So don't jump into conclusions. Don't go into some kind of an over-researching mode. Move forward, then you can do all the research that you want. So what the meaning here is, never reject an opportunity when you have an opportunity to meet somebody. I know you may have done some research with somebody, but always be open-minded. We were discussing with Dr. Watts, such an open campus, be open-minded. It's not just related to meeting people. Always have your mind open, keep your mind open, okay? So here, this presentation I'm going to use mainly to trigger some thoughts for both. I have talked enough, both Ashish and Madhav will take over. This is one slide when my first job, and I still use this always, and this is like my opening mantra. People write some fantastic vision. They are good at all kinds of colors and letters and beautiful vision. They'll put some graphics and all. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. Whatever you do, a vision statement that you do for your entrepreneurial journey or your startup or your life itself, you have a vision that you want to be a professor, HOD 10 years down the line of an institution. You have to follow that vision with some actions. You have to do all the right things to become that HOD 10 or 15 years down the line. Don't just think that vision लिख लिया डायरी में सब कुछ हो जाएगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. Action, action, action. And I have always been that. Action is important. Okay? So this is not like taught in Harvard or Stanford, or this is not taught in any IIM or IIT or whatever. This is what I have been communicating to the people, and also my own journey that has, I have come through. 3 mantras: innovation, networking, and leadership. Anybody can give, what is the definition of innovation? Anybody can say what is innovation? Huh? I told you, it has to be interactive. So, yeah, somebody wanted to say? Innovation. Okay. All answers will not be wrong, but at the same time, I will be looking for the right answer. Invent and innovation. Innovation and invention are 2 different things. Yes, in a different form. Like, who invented telephones? Graham Bell. Today's mobile phone, smartphone, is an extension of the same invention. Smartphone is an innovation. Graham Bell's phone was an invention. So don't break your head trying to invent something. Use the existing ideas to better that and make it an innovation. Ford invented, what did Ford invent? Automobile, the car. What did Tesla innovate? Electric cars. That's the difference, right? Internet was invented at the MIT, but the www, the apps, Facebook we talked about, and so many other applications, they're all innovations over the invention called internet. So invention requires a lot of research. I mean, it's a different thing altogether. Don't break your head saying that I'm going to invent some machine that will do everything. So don't worry about that. If that has to happen, it will happen in your journey. But focus on innovation, making life easier on the existing inventions. Okay? Networking. I have put this, your network is your net worth. I gave an example of networking. What was the example? Correct. Network is your net worth. You know why? How I am standing here? Dr. Watts did not put in an ad in any saying that I need somebody to come and share. I knew Professor is my guru. Professor Sadgopan is my guru. He is my mentor for last 25 years. Okay, so he and me keep doing many this kind of seminars and conclaves. So Dr. Watts, I think Professor knows, he saw both of us in some recent event. He said, you come over, both of you, I want you to come and teach my students as to how to develop a startup ecosystem. And by the way, I think ma'am said 2 months. Ma'am, this idea has been going on for 1 year. So yes, Dr. Watts wanted us to come 1 year back, but we said COVID, still not sure. So many things were happening. We said in fact, tomorrow Professor Sadgopan is doing an online. He's so busy. He's on the Chief Minister's Committee and so many things. He said, I cannot say no to Uday and Dr. Watts. I will come and I'll do an online. So tomorrow he's going to do an online talk. Okay, in spite of such a busy schedule. So this 1 year, I think finally the karma came together today. Okay, leadership. How many of you think leadership is important? Huh? Only this side. What about this side? The girls don't think leadership is important? You are the leaders of your home once you get married. Right? You are the CEO of your home, not your husband. He may be the CEO of Reliance, but you are the CEO of your home. So you are born leaders. Okay? The most underrated attribute today is leadership. Companies, countries, organizations can make or break because of leadership. Today, why are we transforming? Anybody can say this? I won't mind if it becomes a political thing. Why is India transforming last 8 years? Yes. True. 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 I think.
When the nation was under Congress, the transformation was there, but it was really slow.
Yes.
Maybe because of the leadership, I don't know. But
Leadership.
BJP is at the power and the proactiveness of Honorable Minister Narendra Modi.
Absolutely. As I said, this could, some people may think political, but it's on a single man's vision, leadership, which has changed the perception of the country. And it is not just perception, true facts. We talked about UPI. We talked about, so many things. Atmanirbhar Bharat on the defense, Make in India, the next 5 years, our semiconductor bill, import bill for this country. Semiconductor means chips, right? You are all IT. Chips for TVs, to mobile phones, to everything needs chips. Refrigerators need chips, cars need chips, everything needs chips. Right? Credit card has a chip, you know that? So, chips, the import bill for India's chips today is $50 billion, in the excess of $50 billion. Prime Minister Modi has put together a program which I am part of, called the Semiconductor Mission, which they want to bring down that $50 billion to 50 per half. Anyway, there will be growth also. In 5 years, that 50 billion will become 80 billion. So bring that to 50%. Imagine we are going to save $40 billion of foreign exchange. Single man's vision. And of course, single man cannot do anything. All of you here, all of us here have to contribute. You cannot think Modi will do everything. Modi has given you the vision, he has given you the direction, he has put you on the journey, it's for you to do the next thing. Okay? So that is about leadership. And I can have many examples how companies, startups fail because of poor leadership. And I'm going little bit into detail on the leadership aspect as well. Here's one. Do you understand the difference? Where do you get knowledge? Classroom. Books. Library. What a library you have. I feel like I want to be reborn as a student of VIPs. I'm telling you, you're so lucky. Fantastic library. See, knowledge is all the brilliant professors here, all the great libraries, the great books, the great. Also, some students you learn each other, doing some projects. That's where you get knowledge. All the dots, different types of knowledge dots. Only experience, you can connect the dots. That is raw. This is a product you can think. Don't ever neglect this part. This is easy. Knowledge is, I wouldn't say easy, it's a difficult task for professors to communicate to you, but the real connecting the dots is where the real output of you people will come. And experience can come. As I said, three of us are going to communicate whatever experience. So you learn partly that. And then you will go through so many internships, you'll go through so many projects, you go through assignments. Those are all experience, part of your experiential journey. Don't neglect that. That is where you will get maximum, I would say, benefit to connect these dots. You may ask, what is the point in breaking my head on innovation? I can take some product, just do some Google search, build a product, price it cheaper than Apple or anywhere, and then sell it. I can become rich. You think that such ideas used to come, people. Even today, when they are asked to students, when they are asked to do a project, they will do a quick Google search, take some idea from here and there, put together a project report, done. That is not the way. You have to innovate. You have to put your minds into motion to understand what problem I can solve. Do you know this person? How many of you has brought his product here? I have a museum of his products at home. My wife, I'm the only, by the way, my wife has an Apple. Both my daughters have Apple products, iPad. I'm the only guy, bichara, I don't have an Apple product. Because I spent all the money getting them Apple products. So I have a poor little OnePlus. Okay. So innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Right? Do you understand this? Huh? But can you become a leader without being a follower? First thing you need to do is to first be a good follower. Your greatest inspirations are your parents, no doubt about it. Nobody can touch that aspect. Next come your professors, teachers, chairman, whatever. Your faculty that so understand, be their followers. Don't from day one, you cannot be a leader. Even in the army, I have a big army background. Only if you are a humble soldier first, then you can become the CDS. There is no shortcut, right? So first be a follower, learn to be a follower, understand the principles, what it needs to be a follower, then you'll become an army general. That's how it is. So there's a big difference, in the technology terms. So if Apple is a leader, who are the followers? Huh? No. You're talking about personalities. I'm talking about companies also. Company as a leader and a follower. See, Apple is a leader in, you know how much is the $1 trillion is their market cap valuation. India's GDP is 3 trillion, 1/3 of India's GDP. Till some time back, it used to be, Apple used to be half of India's GDP. Now India has progressed, no doubt. So that is the power of becoming a leader. Nobody can touch them. Nobody can touch Apple. That's why they are a leader. Let's get to another example. Amazon, right? Then you have, who's the equivalent, Amazon in India? Flipkart. Who's a leader, who's a follower? Follower. Flipkart is a follower. You know Ola? You know Uber? Who's a leader, who's a follower? Why did Uber become a leader? Because they innovated. They were the first to bring out the aggregation taxi. Amazon, the founder started in a small room, giving out books, selling books online. Today they run a mega empire, almost in everything they are online. Because they innovated, they are a leader. Whereas Flipkart in India, follower, they are doing extremely well in India. That's all. You cannot go beyond India. If they go outside India, Amazon will kill them. Only in India because they know Indian terrain well. Same with Ola. They tried in London and all, I don't think they are successful. Because Uber is there everywhere. They innovated. So once you innovate, you always have this lead over everybody else. That is the advantage. So what I'm saying is, when you think of an idea that somebody else has not done. It is difficult. That's why you people are intelligent people can innovate. That's why we are today, even UGC or everybody is asking the industry to start the process of innovation from the first semester itself. There is a Atal Tinkering Lab at the schools. I am also a mentor for that. Yes, ATL labs are there for schools, for colleges. So innovation has to start at a grassroots level, right from the student level. Okay. This is when we talked about leadership. Okay, I've seen leaders. I'm not at all exaggerating, joking. They'll print a card. Somebody will give them money. They'll become a founder, CEO, chairman. 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Father will give, uncle will give, friends will give. They'll become a startup CEO. Okay, then they are going for the next meeting to meet a customer or more investment. They'll take the card and then they'll throw, sir, I am the CEO. You think they are the real CEO? That's not leadership. In fact, many times I don't even put my title on the card. I can put, because it's my own company, I can say chairman, Think Street. Who will stop me? Right? I can put vice president. I can put whatever I want. That doesn't make me a leader. When you become a leader, think most important, it's a responsibility that you're carrying. You may also become a chairman with 15 crores salary. You're still not a leader. Please understand that. It's not about titles, it's not about money, it's not about your position. Only when you understand the responsibility of that role, then you are a leader. If this campus, let's say was on the banks of river Yamuna, and you had, maybe the cafeteria and all on the banks. If you are going and polluting the Yamuna, river by having such a beautiful campus with all this cafeteria. That's not leadership. That's what you as a you are responsible for your investors, customers, partners, and society. Most important. You can become a CEO of the biggest tire manufacturing company, but if you are polluting the entire area with some bad gases, you are not a leader. This is what I learned in Harvard. For me, this was an awakening. I thought leader means अच्छा card छाप लिया, chairman हो गया, CEO हो गया, leader बन गया अभी. नहीं, that is not leadership. Remember this, because you are still young leaders, emerging leaders. You start the journey of leadership today. How to become great leaders. Most important, most neglected topic. And I can talk for hours together with so many examples. So, actually the primary objective of this entire trip is this one. Startup ecosystem. You think you have a brilliant idea, startup idea tomorrow. You think you'll be successful? I'll give you $1 million. You think you'll be successful? No. Why? I think, huh? Correct. For what? For that, what do you need? Huh? Correct. Network. Then customers. Then what else? I think let's ask more people. What else you need? Supply, logistics. Then marketing. Then what else?
Feedback from customers.
Yes, that is customer support. Then what else? Huh? Correct. So you need. How will that come? You are a brilliant engineer today, artificial AI engineer. Okay. If you morning till evening you are spend 2 years and come out with a brilliant product. If you don't have a customer, what good is the product? Correct? First you have to go and test the product. It's a prototype. And get some feedback. Get some feedback from the industry also as to whether the pricing is okay, competition, everything. So you need to build an ecosystem. So this is not the responsibility of the college alone. We are here in the college to help build this entire ecosystem. Because we come from the industry. We have sold to thousands of customers. Today I don't know the number of customers, mega customers. Between the three of us, possibly we have reached all sectors in the country. So we know customers. But it is not the job of the institution professors to bring customers to you. Right? You have a great product, you have to go and find your customers. At least to test it on prototype. The same. So they will help in whatever way possible, but they have a job to make brilliant engineers out of you. This is an ecosystem. So you need to build some kind of a virtual ecosystem within your journey. Whereas the college will do this. They will bring investors. They will do some sessions so that you can pitch your ideas. They will connect you with other educational institutions so that you can exchange ideas. They'll connect you to government bodies, MIT. I think the Director General is from MIT, so you can get some skills-based trainings or whatever. Government, they're in Karnataka. Why am I here? Karnataka is so far ahead. I think we talked about in the journey. When I started this, when I left HP 2014, when Modi came into power, the first biggest initiative was Make in India and Startup India. And you know how many startups were there in 2014? I think you were still in school possibly that time. Huh? You know how many startups were there in 2014? Less than 3,000. You know how many startups are there in the country today? Huh? How many? Just guess. 3,000? Anyway, that base is already given. Huh? Like, we will be there soon, but okay, like is not. We will be there very soon, maybe 2 years. 70,000 plus. In 8 years, 3,000 to 70,000. In 2014, 0 unicorns. I hope you know what a unicorn is, right? I don't have time to. Anyway, we can talk. We have 1 more hour. I think Madhav and Ashish will talk about that. So, unicorn is a $1 billion valuation. In 2014, 0 unicorns. Today, there are 107 unicorns, 8 years. And the world's fastest number of unicorns being churned out in the country. Okay? And everybody is watching India. And I'm very proud. 60% unicorns are in Bangalore. Okay? Sometimes I tell this arrogantly, I'm Bangalore se hai, 60% unicorn udhar hai. So, yes, some things you have to be proud of, right? So, and 60% of the startups are also in Bangalore. Out of 75,000, nearly 40,000 are in Bangalore. And every day there is startup. I was sitting in a marriage of 2 doctors. Father-in-law doctor, mother-in-law doctor, both sides, all doctors. I was the only engineer there. And I was sitting it was actually during COVID, still COVID. And I was sitting next for dinner next door. These 2 young doctors are discussing a unicorn. Aajkal ka, this is the hawa happening. Doctors discussing unicorn. Did we think of this? I was so pleased saying that startup entrepreneurial spirit has reached what levels? Such a thing, I think we must be proud of these small things. We get the vibrations from the industry. Okay, maybe tomorrow we will talk a little bit in detail. Okay. Startup success mantras. Identify good co-founders. Okay, we will go into the details when Ashish and Madhav come. Make a mental note of this. We'll come back to the slides if required, but these are few of the success mantras. Don't note down. I will give this to ma'am. She can distribute this. Don't have to note it down. Focus on the messages from both Madhav and Ashish. I know one company which failed terribly. Anybody know a company called housing.com? Huh? 5 years back, they were given some crazy amount of money because housing, real estate was big, and these people, 2 founders, came up with some brilliant idea. They will do aggregation like Ola, Uber, aggregation of houses, selling houses, buying houses, whatever. And maybe they were some IITs or whatever, they convinced the investors, they given some $100 million. Crazy amount for such a poor idea. Whatever the reason was. I don't know the in-depth reasons. But then I got to know, and then I was, I keep roaming around. Went to Bombay, huge housing.com. All the major places, advertisements. Bangalore mein jo, all MG Road, everywhere housing.com. Believe me, in 1 year, the CEO was fired, the company closed down. How to successfully make a company bankrupt, housing.com is a case study. So arrogant founders. They thought, paisa ho gaya, hamara brilliant instance they thought they were an instance of the startup world. They failed badly. They were fired, humiliated in newspapers. So you have to be grounded. Okay? Somebody is giving you money. You have to treat it like your own money. Every dollar you are accountable. Every rupee you are accountable. You have to think 2 times whether if I put this Facebook ad, it is the right thing to do or not. While success mantras are only 10, I can give you 20 failure mantras. But I don't want to be negative. So, startup journey is not an easy thing, but is an exciting thing. Another important aspect. Do you know how many of you want to really be startups? Out of the heart, you tell me. How many entrepreneurs, startups? Tell me. Only one hand. I can't believe this. Or you're still too early to ask? I'm seeing more and more hands. Yes, yes, yes. More. I'm telling you. Yes. Don't be shy. I will give you one more story before I end. So, 90% of the startups fail, guaranteed. I will write it in blood and give it to you today. What are the reasons? There are 100 more reasons. Many of them are the corollaries of this reason. If you don't have good co-founders, you'll fail because they'll be busy fighting amongst each other. If you don't have more than one founder, you'll fail because if one founder falls sick, company will come to a standstill. So many reasons, many reasons. If you spend too much money on stupid things, you'll fail. So there are many reasons why you'll fail, but let's focus on the good reasons why you'll be successful. Okay? To be in the startup journey, there are many skills that you need. I don't have the time. Each one of them are topics by itself. Public speaking, stories telling. Customers today like to hear stories of what your product is all about. Okay? Leadership. What you should do, I will leave this. Okay, I think when Ashish and I'm sure they will touch upon this kind of thing, All right? Be disruptive or let disruption happen to you. When I say disruptive, you need to do something out of the box. Otherwise, you will become one engineer sitting somewhere in one government organization, ISRO or wherever. You just keep getting salary, maybe doing some execution or whatever. If you want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg of the world, Steve Jobs of the world, or Elon Musk of the world, you have to think out of the box. You have to have disruptive ideas, disruptive thoughts every day. It should come into your DNA. That's how you'll progress. Otherwise, you will be successful, but just like a normal person. You want to become big, you want to disrupt, you want to innovate, it has to become part of your mindset on a daily basis. Okay? Steve Jobs is my inspiration, daily inspiration. It is only the crazy people who will be successful and who can change the world. When you go with a brilliant idea, some people, पागल है क्या तुम, ये होगा नहीं. Practically, if that idea is great, you are the person who will really innovate. Don't listen to people who have no conviction. Don't listen to people who have no idea. If they are not in your wavelength, many people don't even understand your ideas, especially the youngsters today. So far ahead you people are. I do this brilliant, thought-provoking presentations. When I go back home, my daughter says, "Papa, you're outdated." That's the thought process of the youngsters today. They are so far ahead. You are in that. I'll end with one small story, real story. So during the COVID, my elder daughter, she did her graduation from Mount Carmel College, in Bangalore. How many of you know Mount Carmel College? Huh? You don't know. I'll tell you two great students of Mount Carmel College. Deepika Padkone and Anushka Sharma, students of Mount Carmel College. My daughter studied in the same college. She did her, Okay, so both, because that's the only way you people will register. So my daughter studied there, she did her commerce. She got picked up by Deloitte within the campus, even before she completed. She worked in Deloitte 2 years. Then she came and said, "Papa, I cannot, बहुत हो गया, 2 साल Deloitte में बहुत काम कर लिया. All big global clients I've handled. Now I want to do masters." So chalo, we did, she on her own, she went into some multiple, all kinds of tests and all. She got into one of the top colleges in Asia Pacific, Singapore, called SMU, Singapore Management University. So she did her finance mergers, acquisitions, she did a master's in finance. Then COVID was happening, she came, and then Singapore, they sent all the students back to their countries. So she came to India. She completed the last semester online and she did her master's. And then after she finished, Deloitte got to know that she finished her master's because she had worked there. So they said, you come over, now you're a master, so we'll make you a manager, come over. And she had an offer. Within the same week, since she is from SMU, through the campus, Singapore, a fintech company, AI-based, artificial intelligence-based fintech company, a global fintech company, which is a startup, made another offer, which is twice the salary. And they said, you join, right now you work from Bangalore, because it is COVID, nobody can travel around, you work from Bangalore. Here Deloitte is pressurizing, here this company is pressurizing. She came to me, Papa, I have two offers. Deloitte, big company, #1 consulting company. This company we don't know, it can shut down anytime. Yeah, startup, I told you 90% failure rate. So, Papa being Papa, conservative mindset, I said, Kirtana is her name. Kirtana, I am little bit worried, COVID sab ho raha hai. You join Deloitte. After 1 week, she came and told me, I accepted the offer from the startup. This is not my daughter. This is the younger generation thinking. 2 years from now, when I said, how many of you want startups? I'm sure all of you will raise your hands first immediately, because you're still understanding, right? In spite of a 90% failure rate, everybody wants to be a startup, because, right? Entrepreneurial journey. This is a real story. Younger generation wants to be in startups. They are no longer interested in cushy jobs and salaries and great cafeterias or whatever. 1 year she worked from home in that fintech company. Now she is a manager for the global operations, for cash operations. Go to the website and see Kirtana Birje, Crystal.ai. I'm so proud. Not because she is my daughter, because the younger generation, the way they are shaping up. Okay, thank you. I think I'll leave it to Ashish and for the rest of 1 hour at least, right, ma'am? 1:30? Yep. Ma'am, you want to do the introduction of Ashish?
So students, I'll just introduce Mr. Ashish to you. So Mr. Ashish has more than 25 years of experience in successful business leadership, led teams and organizations to innovate, build, implement business solutions and products in the field of technology and services for customers across 20 plus countries. He is a startup and incubation mentor to many startups from idea to reality and growth stage in various industries and technologies like IoT, digital transformation, media, e-commerce, B2B, B2C and more. He has huge network of startups, professionals, investors from almost all verticals. He is also on the advisory board of various startups in India and abroad. After successful career as IT professional for around 20 plus years, he decided to step into the journey of entrepreneur and founded IoT World Labs, known as D4DT, headquartered based out of USA. This company develops and launched digital transformation platform for global market and acquired customers in multiple countries. D4DT runs on futuristic technologies like IoT, machine learning, big data, artificial intelligence. This global startup is growing fast in a very short span of time of 3 years. Now he has also set up MentorCart, which was founded by him and his team with a mission to provide access to mentors for everyone on digital platform with easy availability, where experts from various industries can be your mentor and get direct assistance from leading professionals across the globe. Overcome challenges to achieve your personal and professional goals, learn a new job oriented skills, and be successful. From one-to-one interaction to group sessions, Mentor Card brings number of opportunities to develop key skills and helps increase employability. One can stay connected with their personal mentor to create, track, review, and achieve personal and professional goals from anywhere, anytime. Mentees can learn from best of the industry, veterans, attend webinars and mentoring sessions by educational gurus and entrepreneurs. So I think each of one of you who is sitting here can take benefit of this mentor card initiative of his. That would be very, very useful. So I welcome you, sir. So over to both of you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I think so a lot have been said about me. It's your day. And I just want to start with few things. When Mr. Uday was talking about startup, how many people want to do, etc. I would put it in a way that there are 3 stages of careers in everybody's life. That's how I strongly believe. One stage is your stage where you're starting, right? So you say early exposure of, say, after finishing college around 5 years, 6 years type. After that you have a mid career where you live for 5 to 15 years or something like that. And then you have third stage of career. All these 3 stages have its own inspirations, own goals, and everybody is different. It's unique to everybody, right? Unique to you, yourself, what you do. But I divide into 3 stages. The first 5-7 years I always recommend days of exposures. Not about money, not about position. It's all about lot of exposure, and that will give you learnings and will set the foundation for your career or for your life rather. Because whatever you do in these 5-7 years set the foundation of your overall life, how you are going to live your personal and professional life. The second stage is where you think about making some money, right? Setting up few gadgets for you, house, cars, whatever. However, today's generation does not think about it. But it's not that every generation or every individual does not think about it, because everybody has his own priorities. The people who are coming from metros or maybe whose parents are already settled, they have given cars, they have given houses, they have built everything. Now your aspirations will be different, right? You will move away from that. You say, "हम तो ओला से जाएंगे, नहीं drive करना," right? I'll live in rented house. It doesn't bother me because you don't know the value of it. And second is basically the third stage when it comes about is more when you think about position, name, fame, where we all are now at this stage. All 3 life I have also lived, all of you also have to live the same way. But obviously you will innovate, you will do your own ways and you will expose your own thoughts. But if we divide these 3 things, when I was in my first phase, same like you, I don't know about you, I'll ask you. I had a lot of doubts, a lot of questions. Most shyest person on the earth, super introvert, can't speak English single word, single sentence. Word though I can speak, but sentence I cannot speak. Such an introvert, when I landed in Delhi from tier 3 city, right, that's Delhi became my home after that. But when I landed from tier 3 town in MP to Delhi, it was like that if I go to a juice shop and I ask for a juice, 5 rupees glass, I give 10 rupees. It's difficult for me to ask 5 rupees back if it doesn't give. It was so bad. And even if I talk today, it gives me goosebumps because I had difficult time, literally difficult time. Everybody used to ruin me like anything. कुछ भी हो जाता था मेरे साथ. Especially losses, money, beating, everything, bullying, what not. From there you move to situations where you try to balance yourself and then do certain things for yourself. So 5 to 7 years of my first career, and mentor can come any form of you, right? Mentor is not necessarily gray hairs. They can be anybody, even rickshawala. Sometime anybody who gives a tip that works for you, for your life, and somebody gave that. I don't even remember where I find him now, but he said one thing to me, तुम्हारा problem है तुम communicate नहीं करते. You assume things and then you continue on that, and whatever people say you believe, and then you go on, and then that's why तुम्हें धोखा ही मिलता है. तो मैंने कहा मैं क्या करूँ, मैं बोल ही नहीं सकता, मेरे को प्रॉब्लम होती है. He said do one thing, start teaching kids. So you are in college, you teach 11th, 12th, right? And never in your life leave this profession. It will bring you up. Because then you will not have fear that somebody knows you better, because you know you can teach that guy, the candidate or the student, and you know better than him, and then you can teach him. So it will give you most confident and all that. Since then I have never left training, teaching, mentoring. From there the life moves on, joined the company, and then built up. And during peak of my professional journey, handled around 1,000 plus people team, build actually that team entirely, worked in 20 plus country, businesses, etc. Everything was possible, we could do it. Now I'm in third stage. I thought सब कुछ किया, startup करना है, right? So 2016 was when I quit. Everything achieved, luxury, उसके बाद भी quit, right? And then we started a startup, which is D4DT, IoT World Lab we talked about in US. With one of my friend who used to live in US, and then we started that. So that risk I took in after 40s, when I entered 40s, remember. Now coming to the point, when the ask was that how many of you want to do startup, very few people came up, and then some more people, nahi, it's not acceptable type, raise more hands, and you suddenly do that. But if I ask same question in a different way, how many of you want to do your own business? You know why? Because you prefer to do it on your own. You want to be somebody, कोई उसको force ना करे, you do whatever you want to do, and you try to do something which is you like it, etc. How many of you also think, now when you say, so many people raise the hand, if I say again a twist in the question and ask, how many of you feel at some stage of your life you want to be an own business? I said पहले startup पूछा, फिर next question पूछा that how many want to do your own business, and third I am asking, probably who left out, is that how many of you want to do a business actually, but probably my situation is not like that today, because I have certain things to do, but some stage I am going to do it. Right? People want to do it. Now there were questions of leadership and other thoughts what Uday sir has given. The purpose is very important. Why you want to do that? And if all of you are able to fix that question, कि मैं startup करूँगा या business करूँगा या कभी stage में business करूँगा, but why? If you have an answer of that, and that it turn out to be a core purpose, then you will be passionate to drive to achieve that goal or purpose. If you try to do something with the influence of those 5 people around you, it's going to be failed. And that's why those 90% fail. And I will tell you, because I come from that background now, startup also, I raise fund in US also, I'm raising fund. By the way, सुबह I morning the sign the term sheet of 50 crore valuation of the mentor card which is started 2 years back. So I'm saying that when you do that with the purpose of something which you want to solve a problem, you will not feel that you don't have money or you don't have resources. You will just go and drive it. So that core purpose is super important. And it's not only true for doing business, it is true for doing anything. Even if you decide that your dream company in someday has to be X, Y, Z, you will achieve it because you will go behind it. Na? You will do research, you will find how they hire, how they fire, where they get it, what they ask, whom do reach it, how much, you will do that. And once you try and find out, you will take that step 1, right? So step 1 is super, super important. How many of you feel that that's the time, yes, I am passing out of the college, मैं अभी तो जॉब में जाऊंगा, but someday, I will do business, as everybody has said कि हाँ कभी ना कभी तो हम करेंगे. How many of you have decided that okay, if I go for a job, this should be my job profile or a role which I want to do, instead of only saying job? That's very important, because when you start thinking about a role, you actually correlate with your interest and also correlate with something which you like it. Anything which you do which you don't like it and you are doing under pressure or influence, it's not going to be sustained for longer time. That's clear. So how many of you decided whether entrepreneurship, business, career, job, role, freelancing, or following my passion, become artist or whatever it is, decided कि ये करना है? I want to see and going up, say yeah, I am decided. So मतलब confidence है तो ही उठाना, जबरदस्ती नहीं. Nothing new, and I expected this. This is the situation with every students who are into this journey of exploration. You are currently exploring it. Nothing negative about it. But how many of you feel it's a time to decide is now? If you don't decide, what will happen? And I'll give you example. So when we join college, first year, मस्ती में निकल जाता है, because you're excited, you finally got the college, and you're exploring. That is also good, no problem. Then the second year comes, फिर पता लगता है कि वो बैच निकला, प्लेसमेंट नहीं हुआ, हो गया, उसने कुछ नहीं किया, मास्टर्स में नहीं हो पाया, यहाँ नहीं हो पाया. Start hearing some negative around you, right? And when the final year comes, then there is a pressure of clearing the exam, passing out, maintaining CGPA, etc., etc. And by the time बहुत देर हो जाता है, and then you're not decided. And sorry to use that example, but it becomes like कि हम adult हो गए, बैठे हैं, and we want to get married, or we want to choose something, but we don't know what it is. So what happens? Company comes for placement. Hey, this job role, this job role, this job role, this job role, and then इसमें भी apply कर दो, इसमें भी apply कर दो, इसमें भी apply कर दो. And I do this at mentor card, by the way. You should explore mentor card. Go and all is there, like whatever I'm talking. And we place people like in global companies every day. So what do you do? Start applying without even understanding कि इसमें मुझे करना क्या है, how will I crack this, There was a data published last week. I was surprised, Uday sir, with that data. The fair चल रहा है ना, job fair, some government का job fair. उसमें says 87,000 student resume came who were in final years, and the 60,000 plus didn't even know how to appear for interview. Didn't even have a correct resume. Didn't even highlight it what they have done in the last 3 years, 4 years in the college. मैंने thousands of लोगों का interviews I used to hire, so I used to take it. And even now in MetroCard we are hiring every day. I was in one of the college in Uttarakhand last week and I asked the resume workshop. So I asked, I said, sir इसमें क्या लिखे हैं, हम तो fresher हैं. There is a column called experience. इसमें क्या लिखे हैं, हम तो experience है ही नहीं. Experience does not mean only working in company भाई. You have spent so many years in college, so many years in school, you should fill it. And the people who fill everything, the employer knows you don't have a working experience in a company, but you have an experience on doing something. What is that? Bring it out. Then say, sir project तो किए नहीं, sir ये तो उसमें ये लिखा है, वो लिखा है, and all that, and then, so every fresher resumes like simple, same ही होगा ना, ठीक है, schooling, year, और सब same batch है तो सब same year में पास हुए. 2003 में ये किया, 15 में ये किया, सबने वही किया होगा, because almost same batch is like same way it will go on. So how will you stand up? So the first is, when you set the purpose, your communication has to be effective. Whatever way you are communicating, whether it's verbal, writing, body language, is also communication, right? So all that have to be communicated. You have to stand out well. So that is also important. Coming back to how much time we have, sir? I have at least. So 30 minutes for. Okay. So tomorrow I'll talk more in. I have a proper presentation and we'll talk about more on other areas. So I want to talk about you and I want more feedback. So that's why I'm just talking about your problems. Right? Whatever we have done is fine. But what is important is you. What is important is that you do the same or you do better. Right? So resume is the biggest thing which communicates. Right? And by the way, in MentorCard we make it simple. So you go to MentorCard, you build a profile, it asks questions, you keep answering as much as in detail, and then AI brings out fantastic resume for you, right? Which will be, you can choose template and download and share it, right? So problem needs to be solved, right? So wherever I see youth has some problem, I try to solve, on my platform and put it in a way so that it can help in a way. So purpose, communication, passion, your interest, your decision that what you want to do is couple of things which are super important for your career. So many of you have said that no, I'm not decided yet what I'm going to do because there were no hands raised. And all of you belongs to which year of education, like in the college? Second or final year is when? Maybe third year is a final or fourth year is final? Fourth year. So all of you are from engineering group? Okay. So which is very important because it's close to my heart. So fourth year is basically going to be final year. And all of you from which branch? If I just oh wow, so all of you are from AI? Wow, nothing like it. So I'm missing this one, my favorite area. So in my last startup, which by the way, D4DT is exited now. So it's been acquired by ex-MD of Morgan Stanley Bank in US. So that is required. There's more focus on digital transformation and all that. So if all of you are from AI, in this world, when I was raising money for D4DT and when I used to pitch for American investors, the biggest thing what I've learned there is that they always think global problem. That's why from all across the globe, if you see all companies coming from US become global. Because when they think about problem and innovate or innovate or invent or innovate, whatever they do, they always think whether the whole world has this problem or not. And that's why you see all the big company comes and they acquire the market everywhere. But India has its own problems. Every village, every city, every person, everything is unique here. And India is becoming land of unicorns, right? Unicorn is 107, but half a corn and semi-corns are semi, right? Many, because they will become unicorn one day. So that journey is going on, correct? So from AI perspective and AI and data science, all of you have a whole responsibility to solve these problems around you. Look out for those problems around you. Yeah. So you can look out those problems around you and try to find a solution. A solution, since you come from AI, obviously AI can solve so many problems. But again, building all good products is not the only way. You need to have solutions. People who doesn't want to do or don't want to do business or a startup right now, what Uday sir has shared the story that his daughter has joined a startup, right? It's your exploration time. And I'll tell you, this time you can take risk easily. At 40s, you give up everything like me and then take a risk is very difficult, right? इतना पैसा मेरे को 30 तारीख को आता था ना महीने में, अभी भी नहीं आता है. All wealth moved to paper in valuations. Getting me? How many of you know Paytm? How much is the percentage of equity Vijay Shekhar Sharma hold now? Any idea? 20% तो बहुत ज़्यादा है. It's not even 4% now. But that 4% worth, it's not about in a startup what you hold as a percentage. It's about how much that is worth of. Even Zuckerberg doesn't have much of, but he has a voting rights more than 15%, but the real equity is not that much. It's with the investors, it's with the boards, it's with the public money, because if it is the stock market, then it's the public money. So before you step into all this world, you need to understand the nuances and then match those with your purpose and then decide. So AI, where you belongs to, and you have problems in our country, so many, see what can you do for it. Not necessary to be doing a startup, just because thinking about it and then see whether you can solve something through your project or something, and then there probably can be a starting point. So people talk about unicorns when they become. But when they do not become, they continue in that journey, nobody knows them. Upgrade struggled for initial 4 years like anything. Yet Mentor Card, we struggled for more than 18 months like anything. You guys were not ready to buy anything. Because we didn't match that customer, what he needs. So that is also important. So identify problem is statement 1, then finding solution is statement 2, then whether the user for whom you are, or the target group for whom you are solving that problem is ready to pay for it. Third, if not, then who is going to pay for it? For example, most of the social media, do you pay anything? WhatsApp, do you pay anything? How they run? Twitter, lot of stuff they are doing it. It means जब तक monetization नहीं होएगा तब तक investor पैसा डालेगा. Is it possible in India? You won't see such a startup succeeding in India because here the investor mindsets are different. Their investor mindset are global. उनको पता है 10 साल लगेंगे. Right, so they spend on that. But here we need returns also in 3 years, 4 years. There has to be something. Then probably when you do something, then probably global investor comes and puts money and you scale. Like he said, $100 million, $200 million, and all that. That happens, right? So you need to find out who is going to pay for it. It is not necessary that particular direct user will pay. It may be somebody else will pay for it. So you have to find out target group, and then you have to find out also a real beneficiary of that product which you are building. Then you will be able to figure out ultimately how I will make the business and how will I ultimately solve that. I recommend all the people who are trying to do startup should work also in a startup sometime and understand that how that environment works. As I said, exploration 5 years, you don't need much money until you have lavish life, right? कि हमारी आदतें पड़ गई हैं कि तो फिर तो आपको कितना भी पैसा दे दो कम ही पड़ेगा. But if you have balanced your habits and all, and during day you don't need much money to explore. Rather, people in resume when you show later on will like it. Unfortunately, I have seen in most of the institutions, colleges, the student group when they apply for jobs, especially engineers, I am warning you, 6 lakh का पैकेज, 16 लाख का पैकेज, 18 लाख का पैकेज, 20 लाख का पैकेज. कोरा पे क्वेश्चंस क्या आते हैं देखे ना कोरा पे. Because of Mentor Card, now I am connected with youth a lot because I try to solve their problems, right? So questions, I have got an offer letter from SCL 12.7 lakhs. I have got offer letter from Cognizant 13 lakhs. I have offer letter from TCS at these many lakhs. Which one I should join? That's the question. My answer will be you don't deserve any of these. Why? Because wrong question, wrong thing. I mean, see, this is the way to decide. No. Map with your purpose, what is that you want to do and where you are getting that. Then it doesn't matter how much you are getting paid for. पैकेज चूज करके जाओगे कभी सेटिस्फाई नहीं होगे. इंक्रीमेंट लगेगा 3 महीने बाद बोर हो जाओगे फिर से, या फिर बढ़नी चाहिए. Wherever you are, add value to the company. If you are working in a company, add value to the company, and that value has to be owned by the company manager. He will see कि तुम कितना value add कर रहे हो. Your package giving does not add any value to the company. I will tell you, and I have a very good story to share about, which is also important, and that after that I will end and hand over to Madhav sir, in our life, consistency is important. And one more important word is relevancy. And I give this example. How many of you watch cricket? All of you watch cricket. How was the career of Virat Kohli few months back? 2-4 महीने और रहता तो निकल जाता. क्यों? If you're not relevant in today time, nobody will going to bear you. It's not a package will make you relevant. The work which you are doing in solving a problem for the company and performing every day is make you stay there. I just saw some of my known contact, and I was talking to that on mentor card. Somebody booked a call, a professional, 4 years of experience, working in a MNC, is a software developer, saying I have a package of 65 lakhs right now. I want to change. How much should I ask for? For that, he booked the mentoring call with some of our very senior mentor. And he simply said the same thing. It seems you don't deserve 65 lakhs at 4 years. You know why? All the MNC during pandemic in technology overhired. They overhired 35% on an average. And they're firing now like anything. So don't come into trap of the packages. See what you can do, what you will do, what will make you consistent, what will make you relevant, what will make you for living long rather than short. Rather question if somebody is hiring you more for package, saying, कितना ज़्यादा क्यों दे रहा है? He got a customer in US, a project, and he's in hurry to hire people because he has to deliver project and giving you higher package for that. What if this project finishes, but this project company कितना consistent रहेगा पता नहीं है. तो आप अपनी वैल्यू समझो. आपकी वैल्यू 65 नहीं है, 40 नहीं है, 22 भी नहीं है. And I'm telling you, look for job role, look for profile, and deliver that consistently. Don't think anything else for next 3 or 4 years. आप बोलोगे आपने भी ऐसे ही किया होगा करियर में. You go my LinkedIn profile, see how many years I worked in this company. In one single company, before switching to entrepreneurship, worked for 17 years. Uday sir knows. I joined like a fresher at 10,000, left at more than 7-figure salary in 17. So you can get everything in your company wherever you have to prove yourself. You do it. हाँ, फिर आपको अगर लग रहा है कि 4-5 साल हो गया अभी आपको रिजल्ट नहीं मिल रहा है या प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो रहा तो आप स्विच कर लो. But give that much time, right? Why I did not switch? Because I was getting everything. I was enjoying. I did not switch. In fact, to move out to entrepreneurship, it took me 2 years. 2014 में मैंने रिजाइन दिया था उदय सर. 2014, and they took 2 years to relieve me. You have to make your position like that. You are not easily replaceable. Getting me? In 2 years, I had to prepare 8 leaders who handle 11 practices. My boss were very clear. तुम जाओगे तो अपने नीचे के हायरार्की बना के जाओगे, मुझे नहीं मतलब. Right? This is what you are supposed to think, not the package. We get in our homes ना बहुत सारा होता है कि उसको इतना मिल गया, इसको इतना मिल गया, मेरे फ्रेंड को इतना मिल गया. कभी फादर बोल देते हैं, कभी मदर बोल देते हैं. You have to think about career very seriously. It's not limited to package. You worth a lot, but at right time. Getting me na? आपको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होगा, ज़्यादा पैसे मिलेंगे तो आप वर्नेबल हो जाओगे। क्यों? ट्विटर ने कितना लोग फायर किया, सबको नंबर पता है, कितना फायर किया था उस रात को, 3500। मेटावर्स ने कितना किया, फेसबुक मेटा 11,000। तो मैं उनसे पूछता हूँ कि वो 3500 नीचे की लिस्ट से क्यों थे? जो उसने फायर नहीं किए और जिनको कभी नहीं करेगा, कुछ तो होगा उसके अंदर। और जिसको जो जाने लग जाएगा उसके घर जाके भी लेके आएगा वापस। Getting me? So what you want to become, that is more important, not the package at this stage. इस बात को बिल्कुल ध्यान रखना। I am seeing this problem every day. People come to mentor card and they struggle. I have said the 65 वाला call book किया. I have said also there are thousands of people, hundreds of people booking call who got fired also. कि अब मैं क्या करूं, मुझे मिल नहीं रहा है। क्यों? कि ओवर कॉस्ट हो गए, मिड लाइफ में ओवर कॉस्ट हो गए तो दूसरा कंपनी नहीं हायर कर रहा है और वो कंप्रोमाइज़ करने को तैयार नहीं है कि मैं 50 से नीचे जाऊंगा नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे 50 मिल रहा था। तो फिर वो वाला घर हो जाता ना कि मैं तो 20,000 रुपये किराया लूँगा, अब वो 18,000 रुपये दे रहा तो मैं 1 साल तक खाली रखूँगा क्योंकि मुझे 20,000 का रेंट नहीं मिल रहा। तो खाली नहीं बैठना है, कभी भी इरेलेवेंट नहीं होना है, हमेशा रेलेवेंट रहना है। एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, बिकॉज इरेलेवेंट को हमेशा रिप्लेस किया जाता है। एक लास्ट एग्जांपल दूंगा एंड उसके बाद आई विल हैंड ओवर। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हर्ड द कंपनी कॉल्ड नोकिया? You all heard, it's a big brand, but they were a leader in their innovation at that point of time. They got replaced. So it's not that always the leader cannot be, they can be replaced if they're not relevant. They are not relevant for the particular time. User started liking smartphone, they started getting more better things. Everybody is replaceable on this earth. There is nobody who is not replaceable. Everybody is replaceable, everybody is disruptive, every process, every business. How many of you go and want to, as a young kid, want to now go in on a restaurant in the night at 9 p.m. and say कि मेरा खाना पैक कर दो? सबको जोमेटो का पड़ा हुआ है, सबको इसका पड़ा हुआ है, वो आपका पड़ गया आदत उस पर। Now you want that way to be done. Somebody open a restaurant, say I don't want to be on Zomato, तो बैठे रहो, कुछ नहीं आएगा आपके पास। Today everybody want to get listed on Zomato because customer want it. So your company what they want, your professor what they want, your parents what they want. So you have to be relevant for everybody to be staying in the position you hold. Okay, so that's what for today. Tomorrow we'll discuss more in detail, sir. Sorry.
Can you hear me at the back? Can you hear me at the back? Good, thanks. So, thank you, Ashish. Thank you there. Basically, both of them, it's like you go back to college, you learn. Okay, so, in all that we have had, so apart from the faculty members there and Ashish, may I request the students to stand up, please? Sit down. So, how many had this question, why did how many had the question that, okay, why should we stand? Why should I stand? How many had, and honestly, give me an honest answer. How many had, why is asking us to stand? Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, lovely. So how many had the question that why did he ask me to stand? Okay, good, thank you. Now all the students, can you again stand up, please? Please take your seats. Now, how many had the question, why did he ask to stand us again? But why didn't you ask me? What stopped you? Why? You heard Uday, you heard Ashish, and it's not easy to get them in one room and sharing their experiences. Why did not you ask me? Why? Please answer. There's nothing called an incorrect answer, it's just an attempt. Yeah, please. Out of respect. Maybe, and then you said maybe. So you're not even sure about that also. Hey, don't worry, I'm not dragging you. Okay, dragging is not allowed, so I'm not dragging you. Okay.
Because as a society, we are not allowed to ask questions.
Interesting. Now you see the problem. By the what's your name? May I know? Ishan Sharma. Ishan. Okay. So Ishan is quite participating. He knows where Deepika Padukone and Anushka went for college. So good. He's very informative. Good. So now, how many were thinking of asking me this question? Honestly, how many of you? He asked. How many of you are thinking? And why didn't you ask? Respect. Okay. And why would you respect me? Because I've been asked by the college to come here, and they say, okay, there's some guy coming in talking to you. So do you think when Tendulkar hit Abdul Qadir for 27 runs in an over, was he afraid of this fact that he has experience? Today, if you want to start something in retail, a startup in retail, you say, नहीं यार, Amazon तो है already यार, Flipkart का है, मैं क्यों करूँ यार, मेरे को ऐसे डांट पड़ेगी. I respect them. I'm not saying do not respect people, respect them, but don't fear them. Your respect for people should come from within, out of genuine respect, not out of fear. So the first thing about starting a startup or entrepreneurship or anything is that your desire to succeed should be way greater than your fear of failure. Fear is there, yeah, everybody fears. I also fears. Everybody has that. That's an emotion, basic human emotion. But you have to overcome. Yeah, you can say, sir, okay, I've stood. But may I know, why did you ask me to stand? I would gladly answer that. Now still nobody has asked me why I asked you to stand. No, now I'll not answer. Now it's a herd. You have to do away with the herd mentality. So you heard Uday, you heard Ashish. One thing that was common was disruption. And who disrupts? What do you need to disrupt something? Courage. And courage is not lack of fear, but it's overcoming of fear. So be an entrepreneur. Even if you go and work in a corporate job, let's say. Do you think they're okay? मैं कुछ पूछूंगा नहीं. अगर पूछूंगा तो लगेगा कि I don't know anything. So then you'll not learn. The fear will always be there, but it's ability to harness that fear to, first of all, overcome, and then harness that fear to learn something will set you apart from others. Okay, अगर स्टीव जॉब्स सोचता कि नहीं यार फ़ोन तो बना पड़ा है यार, मैं क्यों सर खपाऊँ अपना, मैं तो he didn't have a fancy house or anything when he started off, so he would have also gone and said, ठीक है. The fear that I will not be able to contribute anything and I'll just die like this, that actually made him go for things that we all now talk in a very fancy terms. यार मेरे पास Apple का iPad है, मेरे पास iPad है, मेरे पास iPhone है and all. But imagine when he started off. Okay, how many, since all of you are from data science and AI, correct? Okay. Why did you choose this line? Why? मरमर नहीं, हाथ खड़ा करो, बोलो. Yes. अच्छा, good. Anybody else? Speak up.
Honest answer or
Yeah, I'm expecting honest answer. If you say, sir, पैसा बड़ा अच्छा मिलता है इसमें, I'm okay with that.
honest answer would be in India we give JEE.
आप अभी भी डर रहे हो? डर नहीं क्या इंडिया में? Tell me.
We give JEE exams, entrance exam, and then we go for counseling and then
Okay.
whole structure. So
Why did you take AI as a
sir list में आया.
list में आया?
Honestly list में आया और कुछ नया लगा.
और कुछ नया लगा?
और कुछ नया
Okay.
लगा.
Okay. Interesting.
CSC, मैकेनिकल, सिविल, इलेक्ट्रिकल, ये सब है फील्ड स्टार्टिंग से है, सबको आइडिया है. अब तो काफ़ी सारे ऐसे सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर्स भी हैं जो बिना कॉलेज डिग्री करे आउटसाइड से सीख कर वो हायर हो रहे हैं. ये नया ट्रेंड है काफ़ी अब. पर AI जैसी फील्ड है वो एकदम न्यू है, ज़्यादा लोगों को आइडिया भी नहीं है इस बारे में. तो नया लगा लिस्ट में तो डाल दिया।
कुछ नया लगा. Interesting. Now this guy is potentially going to start some startup somewhere. He's going to find some startup. Anybody else? Yes.
I was fantasize how we could create such a thing which could like make decisions just like
यार ये तो you're just talking like a parent कि मेरा बेटा मेरे बिना कैसे ले लेता डिसीजन. Seriously, yeah. And you use the word fantasize. Yeah. You use that word. Interesting लगा. हाँ, ठीक है. Look, it's okay. It's okay about that. So it's an open forum. Everybody is welcome. Your thoughts are welcome. Remember, there's nothing called a stupid question or stupid inquiry. Why do you think? Okay, I'll go back in history a little bit. Why do you think Sri Krishna gave the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita only to Arjun? He loved all the Pandavas also and Kauravas also, by the way. For him, everybody is same. But why did he give to Arjun only? Why? That's one thing. Potential submit tha, yeah. Everybody was like, each one of them was better than the Avengers and the DC characters and all that.
believe in Krishna.
Yeah, faith and fine, that's okay. Everybody had faith in Krishna. But
He was loved by almost
Very desired to know about it.
okay, he was curious. Curiosity, jigyasu, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं.
Yes, Arjun from his childhood only was loved by almost everyone. So
No, why I said why? Okay, that's there. But why that point of time?
because in the start of that whole war, the Arjun was actually confused to his mentor or his teacher or not. So at that point of time was the perfect opportunity to explain to him the whole idea of what it actually is.
So, yeah, we can go on and have that philosophical debate. That's a discussion. That's for a different day and different time. But he was consistent. If you look at Arjun, even when there was dark, he still practiced. He said, "I may be the best archer." He said, "I'm the best archer in the world." He used to say this. But what made him say that? He used to still practice. Practice, okay? Consistency, like Ashish spoke about, consistency. Curiosity, like Uday spoke about that. You need to understand why you're doing what you're doing. So now, how many of you have chosen AI because they are curious about AI? They want to explore this, not because of the kind of packages that they receive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, this side, okay. So what is the most interesting thing about AI that according to you, what's the most interesting thing? Yes?
So imparting human knowledge in the machines.
Imparting human knowledge in a machine.
How can machines work like
Mhm.
Whether it's a boon or a bane.
That's for a different day. That's for a different day, discussion of a different day.
It's the biggest dilemma right now because we don't actually know whether it will be a good thing or a bad thing. Everybody is like pushing.
So what are we doing in AI then?
We are actually taking baby steps.
No, what we are doing? Ashish used a word earlier. So what are we doing in AI right now? So you said we are in dilemma.
Yeah.
We are taking baby steps. What's this entire process called?
Phase. I mean, the best way to check it. The best way to check if a thing is right or wrong is to just do it and then decide what it is.
Yeah.
So right now we are in the phase.
He was listening to you. He was listening to you. Good. We call this exploration. So we are still exploring.
Yeah.
So as somebody who works in the Center for Excellence for Data Science and AI, and our team had established 2 COEs for state governments, and we work with governments, industry, academia, and startups. By the way, I work at NASSCOM. How many of you know about NASSCOM and what it is? Interesting. Yes, sir. What is NASSCOM? Let me ask you this.
NASCOM is basically a group of people, or we can say in the root section, it is a group of people that aim or that has the vision to develop India on
Mhm.
come together and revolutionize everything or improve the previous standards so that India is more developed.
Okay. Anybody else? Sir, दूसरे को chance देते हैं अभी. I know you know this. Yes.
Innovations based on technologies and startups. Like I know about NASCOM Foundation.
Okay.
They pick up college students and
Uh-huh.
they organize events and they mentor them for startups and
Okay. So may I know your name, please? Ashutosh. Anu. I would like to take a look at their CVs. You know, they define NASCOM better. So their potential hires now. That was an opportunity, by the way. So yes, NASCOM is a not-for-profit association. This is the National Association of Software and Services Companies. Okay, we are the voice of technology industry, or now we can say digital, and the digital ecosystems. We have got, we have a unit called 10K, 10,000 startups. We have more than 8,000 startups, and we still have some time to get some more on board. We are onboarding more. We've got more than 8,000 technology startups with us, accelerated by us, by NASCOM. And if I add the data science and AI startups, there's another 600 odd startups that we accelerate. Okay. One thing common that we found, all of them, at some point of time, they were like in exploratory phase, and then they got hooked onto it. They said, yes, we can make. We may not be unicorn the very first day, but nothing stops us from trying. Okay, that's something which is common. Even in AI, what do you think? What will you do once you are through with your course in AI? Would you go? Yeah.
Startup.
You find a startup. You want to create a startup of what? What will it do?
IoT, so I want to generate new
It's okay. It's okay.
or to find or basically to explore new things in that field.
सर IoT स्टार्टअप आ रहा है आपके पास एक, ठीक है, IoT स्टार्टअप आ रहा है, 2 साल लगेंगे, पहुंच जाएंगे. लेकिन anybody else, anybody who wants to create a startup, anybody else? AI startup, yes. What will that AI startup do?
Not basically from AI, but I have an idea. It's an hearing aid with an Bluetooth speaker or earbuds together. It will help not only help blind people, deaf people, but people who can hear less.
Please write down that idea. And we'll Uday and Ashish will have that session after lunch where we help them with basics of how you build up the session. The startup, that the slide that you had there. Oh, okay. But do write your idea. Okay. So Uday, I would like to use some of the slides. One slide over here. This one. Now, for the time being, I would just do it with text, if you allow me. This is the picture. This is a very inspirational picture. So why do you think Steve Jobs is Steve Jobs? What are a few things? I heard we listened to Uday, we listened to Ashish. Has anybody made any notes regarding this? Yeah, everybody does, but how many of us become actually Steve Jobs?
Give up after some time.
Okay.
But he didn't.
But he didn't. Okay. Anybody else? What were the qualities that he had?
he was visionary.
Okay. And why do you say he was a visionary?
Because when nobody trusts you, it becomes hard to stand out in the society. Like, to promote your product, like, you are not able to find investors or nobody is like having that vision to see what you are doing.
Okay. So I just wrote down when Uday and Ashish were speaking, I wrote down a few things. So I come from a consulting background, so frameworks and techniques are something that we have been taught, and pardon me for being a creature of that habit. The 5 C's that he had, I wrote down the 5 C's that he had. He had the clarity, what he was doing, why he was doing. Okay, he had the clarity. That's one. Secondly, consciousness. He was conscious. I'm not talking about spiritual consciousness out there, but he was conscious about what people want. He put customers first, how they will use the phone, not just right now, going down the line. That thing. Third, capability. Till the time you have clarity, अच्छा ये करना है, अच्छा ये चाहिए, capability नहीं होगी करने की, क्या करेंगे आप? So right now, what you are doing right now is you're building your capabilities. It may be the third point that I have mentioned, but that's fine. You can reorder. Clarity can come later on also. No problem. But do work on clarity. Third, he capitalized on it. He had an idea. He had the capability. He was conscious of what's happening. He capitalized on it. He didn't make. How much was the revenue? Apple's revenue? Somebody said? Now, so what he worked on, Apple is capitalizing on it, isn't it? $1 trillion of revenue. I'm not talking about valuation, just revenue. Okay, and you have 4 things. So what's the 5th thing? Any guesses? Without consistency, you cannot get capitalized. So yeah, we can add a 6C there. But what's the 5th thing? Anybody else? Anybody else?
How you address
Same thing. Same difference. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he's right. Both of you are absolutely right. Communication. He was able to communicate. And what does this picture tell you?
the way Steve Jobs actually communicated while launching his new product.
Just looking at this photo, let's say it's not Steve Jobs, it's any Tom, Dick and Harry out here. And the person is just doing this. I mean, look at his expressions. Look at the way he holds it. He's proud of it. He's ecstatic about it. More than proud, he's ecstatic about it. So that actually shows. How do you interpret this picture?
No one can replace my product.
Oh, that's arrogance. My product is the best in the market. Yeah, but they know that it can be. But I'm the only one out there. That's arrogance. Nokia. I should give the example of Nokia. They didn't change. BlackBerry. We all know BlackBerry handsets.
No one can beat BlackBerry was समय तक, for a long time, people were not replacing BlackBerry and they thought that people have become used to it. And that turned to be an enemy.
So there are few pictures, and I look at art also. So someday AI will be also able to interpret what the emotions are, and that work is being done. So how many you keep abreast of all the things that are happening in AI, data and AI? Do you read, or you just read your textbooks, or you take notes from your friend? यार कल exam है यार notes दे दे यार अपने pass करना है. How many of you do that? And it's okay. And he's an honest guy. He raised his hand. I do that. Fine, good. So second one, good. And how many actually keep on what's happening in the field of AI? What's happening? Anything new? What have you might have heard? What AI can do? सोफे बहुत पुरानी बात हो गई. सोफे याद है आपको? क्या बात है?
Not in India, but in abroad, like the property registries and legal matters are being taken care of by AI.
मतलब?
Like say property.
नहीं. I'm curious to कैसे? What it is exactly you want to say?
So like property registration was earlier happening manually, like people had to go there and everything, but now it's happening through AI is maintaining all those records and taking the data from users.
कैसे? How?
That I'm not there.
You're not read deep into it. So how many of you keep on reading about what's happening in AI? Seriously, no one? Please do. Because here, how many of you are coding in Python? पांडा क्या होता है भाई? नहीं सब नहीं बोलेंगे. एक मिनट कोई आपका हुआ, कोई एक जना हाथ खड़ा हो जिसने पहले नहीं बोला है. पांडा क्या होता है? वो कुंफू पांडा की बात नहीं कर रहा मैं. नहीं तो करता क्या है? सुनने में अच्छा लगता है, वो पांडा है, टाइगर क्यों नहीं है? नहीं, करता क्या है वो? बेसिक बताओ, आप करता क्या है? और नहीं, डेटा साइंटिस्ट करता है वो, क्या मतलब? कैसे मिलती है? डेटा ड्रिवन, वो तो अप्रोच है। I'm not looking for an answer. I'm just trying to see how you approach this entire subject of AI. You said you do it out of curiosity, and curiosity is never shallow. You don't scratch the surface. You go deep down. How it works. So I just ask you a random question about Panda. But how does a model work? Why this model is necessary? आपने एक मॉडल तो बना लिया. Why? Clarity. You need to have that clarity. ठीक है? And there are 5 R's that I also wrote down while listening to both of them. The first one is the role. Steve always knew what his role is. He was clear about it. My role is this. I know my limitations. As much as you know what you can do, you should also know what you cannot do. Because one person cannot do everything. Okay? And then, as Ashish rightly said, relevance. Now, when you know your role and you know that's relevant, then comes what? It starts with R. Responsibility, okay. सर रिवॉर्ड थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, थोड़ा सफ़र का इंतज़ार, थोड़ा सफ़र का मज़ा लीजिए. इट्स अ जर्नी. So next thing is reliability. So you're reliable. So now you're clear about role. You know the relevancy. You have the reliability. What comes next? नहीं, R से शुरू होता है. आपने इससे पहले बोला था एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. अच्छा, ये जब ये सारे आ जाते हैं तो फिर क्या होता है? हाँ, आपने सही बोला था रिवॉर्ड, बट इस ROI बोलते हैं कंपनी की भाषा में. सो व्हाट स्टॉप्ड यू फ्रॉम रेजिंग योर हैंड एंड से दैट दिस रिवॉर्ड? वाज इट अगेन द फियर ऑफ बीइंग इनकरेक्ट? काइंड ऑफ. Guys, remember, you're on the field of AI, and fear has no place in AI. You're exploring, go ahead. If it makes sense, explore. Again, I'll again ask, how many of you want to work for a startup or create their own startups? Again, in data science and AI. And how many of you have thought through that? ये करना है, ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी है. Okay, that
It has to only come from within. It comes.
it will come. I understand. It's
There's nothing wrong in this.
So it's like until and unless you know all the rules and everything about that area, you can't like just push through.
this ये जरूरी नहीं है.
So but unless and until we actually know what AI is.
Until you know what you said exactly, so let me put it in a different way. Sorry. Like you said, until you know everything, right? So you're talking about perfection.
Nah, I'm not talking about.
So amazing. Remember, entrepreneurs who think has to be perfect, they can never be. Okay. You know why? When Facebook started, it was not the way it is.
They started for it. They
You have
won't
to
follow.
start and then you based on the customer interest and then you keep changing yourself. So it is not necessary that you should know everything. What you should know is that why
Exactly.
and why.
So
Can it take you?
So in management, there's a framework called 5 whys. When operations management, take a look at it. Just Google it. Okay, like look at it. Once you answer those 5 whys, you'll get to know why you are doing what you are doing. And progress over perfection.
Or W's.
Or Ws.
So
5
why,
Ws.
when, where, what, and 1H. So you get the answers.
Yeah, how to कर लेंगे? I understand that. They are learning, so they know how to code, how to print hello world and all that. I just give you an example. I just kidding here. But you know what? You don't be surprised if I tell you this, that your capability to code is far greater than my capability to code. Okay, you can perhaps code better than what I could have done. But I'm sitting here and you are there. Yes, of course, because you are a student. But how you use it to your advantage is up to you. You want to be a coder always, or you want to go and build products or solutions. Think through this. Think through this. Okay, so I guess we had a lot of food for thought, so let's have some food for stomach also now. Okay. And by the way, इतना serious होने की जरूरत नहीं है life के अंदर.
We will not meet again, right?
No, we will not meet again. Different batch.
We need to close because
Yeah.
we have another batch, so let's keep our energy intact for the next batch. Though we can keep talking till, at least I am here till Saturday, so I'm available, but he has to go home.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
go on some.
so one thing.
I have an investor pitch today.
So our next session is 2:30.
2:30. Great.
I think.
We can take up 2 questions or something.
Ah.
2 questions.
Makes sense. You can also say whom you want to ask.
Please, students, if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
I think the maximum interaction happening is only 1%.
Rest are shy.
Huh?
Rest are shy.
Rest of them are very shy. I don't know why. So let us give an opportunity. We'll talk offline with you. Okay?
आप हमारे radar में already आ गए हो.
My name is Ashutosh. I would like to ask, like, when 90% of the startups fail, like, what are their same problem, like, a very common problem that they have?
See, I have become a very famous startup at diagnosing the problem. But solutions has to come quite a bit about from you only. So we listed a lot of startup mantras, positive. I think without worrying too much about what can go wrong, it is better you think about what are the right things you should do. That is one part. Okay, the second is, I think Madhav mentioned, right, or I think Ashish mentioned, you have to be fearless. Okay, fearless consciously. I gave an example. If somebody gives you $100 million, you should treat every dollar like yours and spend it that way. Not some VC did, yeah, chalo, no udate, aisa nahi. So that is example. Second is, I was involved I've been involved with startup companies almost throughout. Even the big companies that I had leadership roles, I ran them like startups. Right from grounds up, built fresh teams, took the products to the market, and then, built a network of partners, customers. So almost my entire career has revolved in the startup environment. But in the process, I did one startup, which was Silicon Valley based startup, okay? Which is a very high profile startup. They gave us a lot of money because the idea was so brilliant. And the main founders came from Cisco. I was the India promoter. So we set up engineering centers. So I used to go to California, San Francisco. For me, that time I was very young and new. And I was meeting the VCs and the extended founder members. They told me the people who are in demand are not the successful startups. The people who are in demand or looked upon very highly are not necessarily the guys who are the founders who are successful. The guys who have failed, they are in demand. You know why?
Because they know the experience.
They will not make the same mistakes again and again. So this is the fearlessness with which you should move forward. Think that, I mean, we'll do it with the right conscience and the right approach. But if fail होगी तो ठीक है, क्या हुआ? I didn't, do any fraud, or I didn't siphon off any money, or I didn't make any deliberate mistakes, or process में 90% लोग तो होना ही है. There is no, this is enough research. In fact, it is more than 90%. So there is hope. There is, as long as you are doing it with the right intent, right consciousness, fearlessly. If you have failed also, somebody else will pick you up because they know that you made some mistakes and you will not make the same mistake again. This is a fact. It is not my greatest story. From then I became fearless. I really became fearless. I never worried because being spiritual minded, I'm not going to blow up money, somebody else's money on kuch bhi, fancy things or fancy office or whatever. We don't need that. The center becomes the idea. The idea should be bigger than you. That's the way you should move. So there is.
Just
don't worry.
Just to add here, 90%. It is not the number which is true for every successful area. IT में कितने पास होते हैं? UPSC में कितने होते हैं? CA में कितने होते हैं? How many goes to IIMs? Does it mean they are other are failures? First of all, no. Second is, let's take an example. People give a UPSC. Now, if you divide those numbers, how many seriously preparing for UPSC will be very minimal. See, if I have to figure out how many got successful or what is the failure rate, I will take out from those numbers. I will not take out from those numbers who just are passing a graduation and failing the form of UPSC. I will not even consider that. This question, when you ask 90%, it was one of my investor, Mr. Singhal, who is done by the 50 plus investment in Startup India. I asked him, how many of your startup are successful? He said, Ashish, tumne akela aadmi usne question pucha. He said, my 60% startup is successful. For me, it is not 50%. If I put money on 90% failures, I'll fail anyway. So I pick up those I know will get successful. And where to put the money is on founder, background, and kyun kar raha hai, you know. So that is not 90% for startup. So if you go to investor, they will say 60%, 50%. VC will say maybe 36 or 38 because VC का success rate थोड़ा, you know, उस level पे जाके success होना आसान है. So if investor fails, you know what? They put somebody else's money by them, not only their money. So they will be thrown out of business. If they put the money on 90% failure, उनको 10x return देना होता है, 20x return देना होता है. If I put 1 lakh rupees, they'll have to make 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs, right? So it's not 90%. Take out the number from the really put effort by people. So you will get the real number. It's not 90%.
So I think that's a perfect round off to the question that you asked.
So if you put great effort, everything will, high chance.
100%. I think you follow all the right things that you want to do. You consider yourself 100%.
So there is a saying: the harder I work, the luckier I get. Simple.
So next question, one more. Next to last question.
एक last question में जो बहुत बार आ रहा था, जो problem मैं देख रहा हूँ, वो है fear. Okay, so I'll just have few pointers for solving fear. I've come out of that area because I used to be in fear. So why fear happens? Why we get fear? Maybe let's say example of not asking question. Okay, several reasons. कोई क्या सोचेगा, सही नहीं है, you know, why should I ask? Respect, like somebody said. Somebody says society doesn't allow. Whatever. That may be your assumption. It's not like that. Fear happens mainly because of you're not confident of asking. Now go again why. Why you are not confident? Because you're not prepared. Why you're not prepared? Because when this session was planned, nobody asked question why this session is going to happen. Who are the people who are going to come? What are their LinkedIn profile? What are their experience? What should I ask? Why am I going and attending this session? मैं क्यों अपना टाइम वेस्ट करूं? पूछो. It's not the ma'am has said come and sit here, right? So when you say fear, then say confident. Why you are not confident? Because you are not prepared. Why you are not prepared? Because you did not do any research. When you don't do any research, what happens? Bound to happen. Whether it's the right person or wrong, आपको पता ही नहीं है.
Or why they did not do research?
Like I say, how many of you have researched about three of us? You know ना कि हम लोग आ रहे हैं. आपको बैनर पोस्टर में नाम मिले होंगे. मैं पहले गूगल भी करेगा तो आ जाएगा. सब आ जाएगा. First page पे आएगा.
Actually, that the process of giving an introduction at the podium, man with a great introduction, it's sort of old-fashioned. Nowadays, when somebody calls you for a meeting, they will know exactly your gotra and the star and nakshatra and everything.
अभी मैं आपको बताता हूँ. So investment की बात कर रहे थे मैं startup का. Just to add here, why research is needed and other way around. So when I go meet any investors, I do research. Whom they have invested earlier, what kind of company they have invested, what is their investment thesis. Every investor write where he invest. अब कोई एडिटेड में करता ही नहीं है. आप ई-कॉमर्स वाले को पिच कर रहे हो, वो सुन लेगा हाँ ठीक है, पता है लगाना नहीं पैसा उसको, बिकॉज उसका वो सेक्टर ही नहीं है. तो आपको रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा ना फॉर डूइंग एनीथिंग. देन योर चांसेस ऑफ सक्सेस विल बी हायर. You need to be prepared, confidence, create that skill, learn that skill, and then you will not have fear. That's how it is.
So next, one last question. You asked 2-3 questions. Somebody who not asked a question at all. I think these 3 girls have not asked a question. So,
But we'll not stop.
yeah, we'll ask. Yes.
We'll take it off.
One question from this table. As for otherwise, we're not going for lunch. We will have to ask.
You are done, ma'am? I just had a doubt. What are the disadvantages of a startup over a well-paid MNC job in Thailand?
Interesting.
What's your question? So, and finally you asked
The best question has come now, the last one.
So, what are the disadvantages?
Ashish. And when I said leader, they were laughing because I told them women are born leaders.
Yeah. So I'll tell you. Let me add and then quickly I'll ask. In my view, there is nothing called disadvantage. I said we are in exploration phase. So even if you don't get, depend ना कि आप लेने क्या जा रहे हो. अगर आप पैसा लेने जा रहे हो, it may be disadvantage. अगर आप wealth create करने जा रहे हो, it may be an advantage. You remember Jack Ma's story? Jack Ma has given 0.0001% something shares to his receptionist. क्योंकि सर ये क्या है मतलब तुम रहो मेरे साथ कहीं मत जाना. I'll talk to you after 10 years. And she became the vice president of one of the functions and she had $600 million of that value. So there's something called disadvantage. Depend करता है तब disadvantage जब आपको पता है कि आप ये लेने जा रहे हो फिर वो नहीं. So there is nothing called disadvantage. First of all, second, you said you are in any case going to learn something new. Now if you go there and is joining a startup, हर किसी का सिचुएशन होता है. अगर मेरा फैमिली में सिचुएशन है कि मुझे अर्न करना है, ये रिक्वायर्ड है, क्योंकि हर किसी का स्टेटस अलग होता है, हर किसी का प्रॉब्लम अलग होता है फॉर पर्टिकुलर कि नहीं मेरे लिए मेरी फैमिली के लिए जरूरी है कि मुझे अभी अर्न करना है. तो I'll go with that earning mode ना, consistent money. Now if I say नहीं मुझे earn तो करना है, but I'll still go and try this because it is for future. And if you make up that mind, you will never feel into it as a person. You will say ठीक है मैं कम में चलाऊंगी, but I want to do that. So pros and cons हो सकते हैं, depending upon what have you decided as outcome. And it varies from everybody to everybody. Exactly. तो उसको ऐसा ही
It's a good question. I think should we?
Yes.
I think we should take a break also for the next session. Otherwise. Okay. So thank you. I think thank you.